Hey guys, Jim Chester coming to you live from New Beginnings. I have Dr. Don Rocklage with me. This guy is a freaking rock star. Met him last night, and it's just been total bananas with this guy. So let's talk a little bit about you came to New Beginnings a few years back, and now you're back, and now you're speaking. So let's talk a little bit about Don Rocklage and what you're talking about tomorrow.
You know, my talk's going to really focus on students and chiropractors that need help. I mean, when you're at New Beginnings, you tend to speak to the choir. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a lot of speakers that are going to talk about how great it is what we do and how we're going to save the world, and we can do all that. But what the other thing is that there's so many of us out there that aren't doing what they need to do. They're not hitting their goals. They're not as successful as they need to be. And there's a lot of us out there that are suffering. It's tough, man. I mean, I love being a chiropractor, but it's tough, man. It's not easy. You need a lot of passion, determination, and grit, and that's what my talk's going to be really geared toward is for like students and the docs out there that aren't where they want to be, but they want to get there and they're not willing to give up. So that's kind of where I'm going to focus my energy on for that talk.
Well, and see that I think that's much needed, and I think in this arena that people have to start like saying that everything isn't great, and we have to start admitting to the fact that chiropractic is a bit of a grind. It's a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of a hustle. And the show that I run is called Chiro Hustle. So that's what it's all about. It's about building that certainty, and you can't get to that next level unless you admit that there is some fault in the whole system.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I've been a chiropractor now for 11 years. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a tough 11 years, man. There was times in my career where I felt like every year I was reinventing my office. Every year I had to start from scratch. It was just all those issues that us chiropractors that we have starting out, where we don't have the benefit of maybe having a good mentor, or having a background in chiropractic, like your family's a chiropractors in your family, things like that. I didn't have any of that when I came out of school. So I've literally spent the last 11 plus years learning what not to do, and making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. And honest to God, after 11 years, I can honestly say I'm finally in a place where I know where I'm going. I'm going in a good direction. I have a goal, and I'm going to be able to achieve that goal. But I mean, dude, it took me 11 years to feel like this. I mean, there was nights where I didn't know if I made the right decision. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there was times in my career where I was like, shit, I should have gone into radio. It's just, there were some dark days. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there was times where I didn't know how I was gonna pay bills and all kinds of stuff. But, thank God, for me, I had a couple of people that kind of went out of their way to help me. But I also had to ask for that help. I mean, you got to put yourself out there. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. But what you need to do is, or at least what I've done is I've lucked out, and I've surrounded myself with chiropractors that are so much better than me. And I've asked a lot of questions, a lot of dumb questions, I'm sure, a lot of smart questions. But I've asked a lot of questions because I just wanted to be successful. I just want to help people. And I guess the passion and determination of wanting to help people so bad overrides the fact that I just don't care if I fail anymore. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
It does.
So, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of rambling.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that experience you had coming to New Beginnings and meeting Liam Schubel.
All right. So, first time I was at New Beginnings was wild because I felt like I was on an island for such a long time, Then you come to New Beginnings and you're surrounded by like-minded people, and it was really, really cool. Liam just took time out of his life just to help me for nothing other than the fact that he was just giving back to another chiropractor. Like a lot of us out there, I was struggling, patient retention, new patients, the whole 9 yards, and Liam would take time out of his day just to Skype me, call me, ask me how I'm doing, ask me if I had any questions, and nothing in return. And that happened the very first day I met him. And then I had other doctors too. It wasn't just him. I mean, Bob Tarantino reached out to me once or twice, and that was really cool because that was the first time where I had a chiropractor that really reached out to me, not because I was paying them a monthly fee, but because they really actually cared about how I was doing, you know, and they understand it's not a competition. We need more people out there doing it the right way to help more people. I mean, that's all there is to it. And that's what's cool about places like, you know, New Beginnings and DE and, you know, Mile High and, you know, and Cal Jam. You know, I mean, these people are honestly, they're there because they just want to help you. And that's cool, and that's infectious, and that's what I want to do. I want to take what these people have done to help me, and I want to give that back to the next group of people.
Well, that's beautifully said, man. And I know before we were off camera, you were saying something about how you get like nervous, and you've met like pro athletes before.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that and like that experience that you had on the elevator.
So, so I was telling you, I've met a lot of professional athletes, you know, all throughout the years, just from different jobs and stuff like that. Like, you know, like Too Tall Jones, Emmett Smith, you know, all these really amazing athletes, you know, Johnny Bench. I don't get nervous around those guys. You know, they don't make me nervous. What makes me nervous is a few years ago, I was in an elevator with Reggie Gold and Ernie Landy. And I freaked out. I felt like a 12-year-old girl at a New Kids on the Block concert. Like, I was absolutely speechless. Like, I just didn't know how to react. You know, it's like you know, those famous people that we look up to or we see on TV and all that BS. Those people don't make me nervous. It's Liam. Liam makes me nervous. You know, it's Fred Schofield makes me nervous. You know, Reggie Gold. Those people make me nervous, and it's because I look up to them so much. Those people are my heroes. And those are the people that, you know, in a way I'm honoring when I'm taking care of my people. So, yeah, they make me nervous. So you know, I walk in here and, you know, you get this because they make me nervous. And it's just because they also know the BS meter. You know, you can't bullshit those people. You know, I mean, you just can't. You know, you can't.
You get that true grit from a lot of those people that have been there before us, and you get a whole different level of appreciation for the path that they've blazed for you. So I can see, like, I interviewed Ernie yesterday, and he's just such a, you know, humble warrior, and, you know, it was just so nice to be able to finally get to meet him because I've heard so many great things about him. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about Jim Dubell and what he means to this New Beginnings family.
Wow. I mean, geez, Jim. I mean, you know, he created New Beginnings. I mean, he's done something for this profession that not many people have been able to do. You know, I mean, you have to understand there's such a divide in our profession. You know, whether you're straight or mixed or cash, insurance, or all this other bullshit that really doesn't even matter. You know, but then you get these individuals like Jim. You know, that create this environment, and this is not a flash in the pan. I mean, this has been going on since 1991. You know, I mean, to have that type of sustained, you know, success, especially when you're dealing with chiropractic.
It's consistency.
Yeah, I mean, it really, it's consistency. And it gives us a place to come home to. Like I wasn't a big New Beginnings person in the first place. I've only been to about 4 of these, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I've been away for 4 years, but I get home, I come here and I feel like I'm home. You know, I just feel like I'm home. I can't get enough hugs. And that's the environment, you know. I mean, it goes back to what we were saying before. Like, being a chiropractor is not easy. It's not. I mean, you know, you might hear people say, you know, the endless vacation and all that great stuff, and it is because, you know, because I love what I do. Like, I love going in and seeing people. I love it. So I guess in a way it kind of is. But I mean, it's work, man. I mean, they don't tell you how much work it is. It's a ton. So to have an environment like this where you can kind of get together and just kind of love each other up, it's cool, you know? You know, I mean, yeah, it's just cool. And that's why I love these events. It just gives you a place where, you know, you have your second family. I got my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sister, and then I got my Cairo family, which is New Beginnings.
See, you know, I can't say it any better than Don here. I think that there is a huge component to the gathering of New Beginnings that is family. And I said it 10 times already, but as soon as I walked in, Dubell comes up to me, gives me a big hug, and says, "Welcome to the family, Jimmy."
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, exactly, you know? Like, where else do you get that?
He might as well just said, "Go help yourself in the fridge."
Yeah, but that's the way it is. I mean, you know, I remember my first time I'm here, You know, you see all these kids and babies in the background, you know, and people bring their dogs here. I mean, it's like crazy. Like, I have a big lab, and everybody's like, when you bring in Hank? I'm like, there's no way, but people bring their dogs. This is very much a family. I mean, it's just, there's no other way to put it. It really is. It's one of the best ways I could spend a weekend, period. Yeah, period.
Well, let's get a big hug in here.
I love you, man. Seriously. Thank you. Love you.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you.
And there we have it. Just a big love fest out here at New Beginnings. Coming out here from Jersey. It's nothing like this place. I've been to so many chiropractic events out there far and wide. And the family here that Jim Dubell and Babs started is something very special. I had the honor before you came up interviewing Patsy Sigafus and just being able to touch some of these giants' lives.
Think about that. I mean, Patsy Sigafus. I mean, dude, that's a rock star. Like, she's a rock star. I was over there hitting on her for a while. You know, and I bought a cool bracelet off her. Yeah, I got some bling off her. But, I mean, dude, talk about a rock star.
Right?
Like, talk about the stuff that she's seen. That's wild.
It was an honor.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the most memorable interviews I've ever done in my entire life.
Okay,
And you know what? She was nervous.
Was she really?
Yeah.
It's because she doesn't realize how amazing she is, which is why one of the reasons why she is. I was over there talking to Fred Schofield for a while, and I've never met him. I just heard about him. But I mean, I spent like 20 minutes like sitting on the floor talking to him. I'm like, dude, I got so many damn nuggets dropped on me. Like, it's just like, when do you have this opportunity?
That guy is a giant.
Stud. Like, I think I'm crazy and psycho. Dude, he is way beyond me. Like, and the intensity that this dude has.
He sold these to me.
He sold you the blue glasses.
And he sold these to me.
The red ones too?
I wear these 12 minutes before I go to bed.
Yep, and those in the morning when
And
you
then
wake up.
I wear these while I brush my teeth and while I take a shower. So thanks, Freddie.
Dude, that man he is off the hook. He's just an intense dude. He's gonna be speaking soon. We gotta check him out.
Well, thank you everybody for joining Don and I on this live feed. It's Big Love Fest here. Thank you so much for all the participation on the live feeds over the weekend. I'm gonna be coming to you till the rest of the evening when we go to like this big Halloween ball or something.
Halloween party tonight.
So thank you everybody that's joined us, and love and appreciate every single one of you, and stay with me on the live feeds.